Nurse warns mothers who have younger teens for children to make sure they're getting them checked. The caption on this video is, "Do you have AIDS?" And this one's, I think, an important topic, man. Let's check it out.
Okay, so it's an influencer on here, and I don't know his name, but he came on here and he asked the question, do you got AIDS? I mean, he was dead ass serious asking that question, and I promise you, I'm the one that can tell you, I know why he asked. Yeah, because it's bad going around. It's going around bad. And let me tell y'all something, for the mothers with the young teenagers that think they ain't doing what they doing and they really are doing, you need to go get your teenagers checked, okay? Because see, a lot of the little 16 and 17-year-old boys messing around with the 19 and the 20-year-old girls that's messing around with the 50 and 60-year-old men. Yeah, go get them children tested, okay? They not going to tell you that they out here sleeping around. They ain't going to tell you because they kids, they sneaking and they freaking. A lot of these kids don't even have a clue what a STD is, okay? And a lot of these grown people ain't even going to get themselves checked. They just passing it around in a circle. Yeah. Then they running up in here to me to get their labs checked, all shame-faced with their head all down. Or yeah, I'm here to speak up. Speak up, I can't hear you. Was you that quiet when you was up in that? You know what? Go get checked. Go get checked.
All right, so she's given a personal count here of people coming in shy. Of course, it's a very embarrassing thing to go in there and probably admit that you think that you caught something. And I do think that the likelihood that you have mothers, and there's a reason she just said mothers, these are probably single mothers who are out here actually talking to their children about this, it's probably really low. I mean, who's out here really being serious about warning them to this extent, unless if you yourself have a really strict value system that you're passing on to those children? We all know most of them do not. In fact, that's probably how they ended up in the situations that they're in at that very moment, unfair to the children. And on top of that, I remember Jordan Peterson in this video said this about girls who do not have a father figure. Check it out.
Girls who don't have a father will hit puberty on average at least a year earlier, which is substantially earlier. And that indicates a real biological impact of the lack of a masculine figure in the household, because that's a walloping physiological difference. We know that boys who have lack of father at the age of 12 have telomeres, so this is a genetic difference, that are on average something approximating 15% shorter, which means that all other things being equal, they're already doomed to a much shorter life. And so we don't know what the pervasive multi-generational consequences of the breakdown in familial structure in the final analysis are. I mean, it does appear that the Black population has fallen behind on the family integration and stability front since the early 1960s rather than making advances. And it doesn't look like that's good for anyone concerned, given the absolute wealth of data showing how pervasive a problem at every level fatherlessness happens to be.
Listen, this is also why I believe having faith, right? Raising up children and Christian principles. If you do believe that, and I've strayed away from that. That's why I believe it's important, is that over time you actually see the value of a lot of these principles that protect not just yourself, but also your children who are coming before you. Top commenter says those young boys are messing with each other also. Somebody else who says celibacy sounds better and better. I ain't even thinking about none man, right? You're saying that. But there are a lot of people out here who just do not care.
Parents, listen to me. I need you guys to start having conversations with your children, your teenagers, okay? I am a HSV, so herpes advocate. I also deal with people who have HIV. And I get a lot of teenagers, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds who come to me scared because they just been diagnosed with herpes, okay? And they don't have anyone to talk to. They can't talk to their parents. They can't talk to their friends. Or they did talk to their friends, now they're being bullied. And it's just, they're uncomfortable. They're dealing with a lot, right? So we need to start having conversations. not just saying don't have sex. That's not enough. It leaves them very curious, and then they start to go based off whatever their friends are doing and saying, right? So having conversations about what is sex? What does it mean when two people get together, right? What all this sex entail? What are the consequences of having sex? Getting tested, practicing safe sex, right? Asking questions before engaging in sex. STDs, unplanned pregnancies. Learning to say no. Because believe it or not, a lot of them are peer pressured into having sex before they're actually ready. They feel like they have to prove themselves, to fit in. They want friends. Having a safe space to confide in someone, to run and tell you what's going on in their lives. Because believe it or not, unfortunately, a lot of them that come to me, both teenage boys and girls, have been SA'd, okay? And they don't have anyone to talk to about it. They're ashamed and they're really beating themselves up. A lot of them are actually very suicidal. And it puts me in the top spot because, for one, I'm not in the same city or state as them. But also, too, I'm not their parent, nor am I their legal guardian. So I can only do so much, right? So I have to be very careful in how I handle them. I do offer them support and try to talk to them, give them a listening ear, encourage them, give them all the information they need surrounding whichever diagnosis that they have, right? Typically it's herpes. I haven't had too many that come to me with HIV. But you guys, we have to start having conversations, okay? Like, we have to. We have to. And I know sometimes teenagers, they have attitudes and they fight you on everything, but we just really gotta sit them down and let them know, hey, I'm here. Because I'm telling you guys, at first it was like a few, but it's becoming more and more and more. And it's really hard on me because I want to do more, but I can't. And it's hard when I talk to adults who are dealing with HSV or HIV, right? So can you just imagine a kid, a teenager who's just figuring out what life is? They don't even know who they are. It's even worse for them. This is the end of the world. So yes, I really encourage you guys, parents, to sit your teenagers down and start having these conversations.
Somebody else just has. And another thing, people think that people that have STDs or AIDS are disgusting, dirty, overweight, etc. However, you'd be surprised. It's lawyers, it's police officers, it's nurses. Sheesh.
So someone that I know told me that they had an incurable STD. Okay, an incurable STD. And I asked them, I said, when did you find out you had it? They said, I found out I had it in January. I'm just gonna say this to y'all, okay? And I know damn well I'm preaching to the choir and I'm blowing hot steam and y'all just bypassing it. In 2025, you should not, let me just say this, and this don't come with age, this just come with common fucking sense. In 2025, you should not be letting anybody raw dog you. Even if y'all had, even if y'all was able to get tested, you should not, I wish I had a blowhorn, not be sleeping with anybody unprotected. That's just a bottom line. And the way the things is going nowadays, hell, you probably shouldn't even be sleeping with your fucking spouse unprotected, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers is living a double, triple, quadruple fucking life. Y'all are just treating your health and treating your life as if you get multiple versions. It is getting to the point now, you can't even have oral sex with anybody. You can't kiss them. You can't do any fucking thing. And it's ridiculous. So in 2025, you don't need to be having any slip-ups at all. It's no such thing as I slipped up. That's some bullshit. Okay? Y'all all grown. I'm pretty sure most of y'all got common sense, but then again, all common sense ain't common. Stop doing that shit.
Here's another person who says Houston, Memphis, Atlanta, and Miami are in an epidemic. Right. The nurse responded back and says, yes, and don't forget Dallas. It's horrible here too. Here's somebody else who says, OMG, God must have sat me down for a reason. That's scary. Somebody else who says, PrEP funding is being cut off. The person who says, 1995 movie called Kids is a good movie to show teens. What's that movie about? Scared me when I was a teen. I guess it's probably a movie about maybe teens that caught it. That's crazy. Somebody else who says 9 months celibate never felt so good. Another person who says, especially them 2000 babies. Another comment here says, I'm positive that I'm negative.